Did you know that in 1990, something fascinating happened in the world of tennis? One of the sport's biggest stars, Andre Agassi, deliberately self-handicapped himself during a major tournament. He faked a wrist injury to withdraw from the tournament without being penalized, simply because he was feeling overwhelmed by the pressure of the competition and didn't feel like he could compete at his best. But that was just one instance of Agassi's self-handicapping behavior. In his 2009 autobiography, Open, he revealed that he had intentionally faked injuries on multiple occasions to gain an advantage during matches. Many people speculate that Agassi also self-handicapped in order to have an excuse for his poor performance if he did not feel competitive, which is a common self-handicapping method in sports. Agassi's admission was controversial and led to criticism from many in the tennis world. However, some praised him for his honesty and willingness to confront the issue of mental health and sports performance. Regardless of one's opinion, it's clear that Agassi's self-handicapping had a significant impact on his career and the sport of tennis as a whole. His admission sparked a debate on the ethics and consequences of self-handicapping in sports, which continues to this day. Hey rational rebels! Welcome to the arena of reason, the very place we train our minds to spot cognitive pitfalls. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, where we strive for cognitive precision and free our minds from that mental prison. Today, we're exploring the self-handicapping bias, a cognitive bias where individuals create excuses or obstacles to justify potential failure and protect their self-esteem. We'll delve into the psychology behind this bias and how it can affect our behavior and decision-making. Before we delve into this intriguing topic, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell to stay updated with our mind-strengthening content. If you find our podcast valuable, consider supporting us through PayPal using the link in the description. Your support helps us continue our mission of promoting rational thinking. Also, please share this episode with someone you know who might be interested in understanding the self-handicapping bias. Supercharge your mind, hit subscribe, don't be left behind. Let's get started. So, what is the self-handicapping bias? It's a psychological phenomenon where people intentionally create obstacles for themselves to protect their self-esteem. If they fail, they can blame the handicap instead of their abilities, and if they succeed, they can take pride in overcoming the handicap. Let's explore two concrete studies about the self-handicapping bias. 1. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology in 1978 was one of the first to explore the phenomenon of self-handicapping. The researchers conducted a series of experiments to test whether individuals would engage in self-handicapping behaviors in order to protect their self-esteem. They found that people who had the opportunity to engage in self-handicapping were more likely to do so, and that this behavior was related to their desire to protect their self-esteem. 2. Another influential study was published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology in 1989. The researchers conducted a series of experiments to test the role of self-esteem in self-handicapping behavior. They found that people with high self-esteem were more likely to engage in self-handicapping when they were faced with the possibility of failure, while people with low self-esteem were more likely to engage in self-handicapping when they were faced with the possibility of success. This study helped to shed light on the complex relationship between self-esteem and self-handicapping. Now, let's look at some real-world examples of the self-handicapping bias. 1. Students might procrastinate on studying for an exam, leaving themselves little time to prepare, and then blame their poor performance on the lack of time rather than their knowledge or abilities. 2. Musician might avoid practicing before a big audition, giving themselves an excuse if they don't perform well. 3. A sports team might blame their loss on injuries or bad calls by the referees rather than acknowledging their own mistakes or the opposing team's superior performance. 4. A person trying to lose weight might sabotage their diet by eating unhealthy foods, protecting their self-esteem and providing an excuse for not achieving their weight loss goals. 5. An artist might avoid entering their work in competitions or exhibitions, fearing rejection or criticism, and then blame the lack of recognition on the selection process rather than their own talent. Now, let's discuss some findings about individual differences and who is especially at risk of falling for the self-handicapping bias. 1. Studies have found that people who are more prone to anxiety are more likely to self-handicap, which may be due to the fear of failure or negative evaluation. People who are anxious about their performance may be more likely to engage in self-handicapping in order to protect their self-esteem. 2. Some studies have suggested that men may be more likely to engage in self-handicapping than women, possibly due to cultural expectations and gender roles. Men may feel more pressure to perform and may be more likely to engage in self-handicapping as a way to protect their self-esteem. 3. A study published in the Journal of Social Psychology found that people who are high in neuroticism, or the tendency to experience negative emotions such as anxiety and depression, were more likely to engage in self-handicapping behaviors. This suggests that individuals who are more prone to negative emotions may be more likely to engage in self-handicapping as a way to protect their self-esteem. 4. Another study published in the Journal of Business and Psychology found that people who have a fixed mindset, or the belief that their abilities are fixed and cannot be improved, were more likely to engage in self-handicapping behaviors. This suggests that individuals who believe that their abilities are fixed may be more likely to engage in self-handicapping as a way to protect their self-esteem and avoid negative evaluation of their abilities. Now, here are some brief tips on how to spot self-handicapping bias and not fall victim to it. 1. Be mindful of your own behavior. Recognize when you're creating obstacles for yourself and question whether these obstacles are truly necessary or if they're serving as a protective mechanism for your self-esteem. 2. Focus on the task at hand, concentrate on your goals and the steps you need to take to achieve them, rather than creating excuses for potential failure. 3. Surround yourself with supportive people. Having a network of people who encourage you and hold you accountable can help you stay on track and resist the temptation to self-handicap. 4. Develop a growth mindset. Embrace the idea that failure is an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than a reflection of your self-worth. This mindset can help you take on challenges more confidently and reduce the need for self-handicapping. 5. Reflect on past successes. Remind yourself of your accomplishments and the times you've overcome challenges. This can help build your self-esteem and make you less likely to engage in self-handicapping behaviors. 6. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when you face setbacks or failures. Understand that everyone makes mistakes, and it's okay to be imperfect. By being more compassionate toward yourself, you'll feel less need to self-handicap to protect your self-esteem. The self-handicapping bias can be a significant obstacle in achieving our goals and fulfilling our potential. By recognizing this bias in ourselves and others, and taking steps to overcome it, we can become more resilient, confident, and successful in our personal and professional lives. So, rational rebels, what are your thoughts on this bias? Have you or someone you know experienced a similar situation? Share your perspective with the community and in the comments below. Your support is incredibly valuable to us. If you can, please consider making a donation through the PayPal link in the description. Every contribution helps us continue creating content that promotes critical thinking. Thank you for being a part of our mission. Keep your mind sharp, raise your banner with a like, enlist and subscribe to become a rational rebel alike, avoiding all the pitfalls that may come your way. This is Chris from Critical Conditioning, signing off for today.